No, I think that it's that time of the year where you really start looking at the fact that you're only 9 or 10 games away from conference season being over. So, in a sense, you begin to see the light. But I think in other terms, it becomes sort of what I call the dog days of February. And I see our team a little bit possibly fatigued, and we'll try to sort of catch our breath a little bit and lighten up a little bit in practice and spend most of our next 2 days in just preparation for Kansas and maybe going a little bit lighter. Our team hasn't had a bye week yet, so Wednesday's a big day. I feel like it's an unbelievable opportunity, first and foremost, to get the 1,000 wins that we've been talking about, it seems like forever, but an opportunity, and most importantly, to do it on our home court in front of our fans. We're looking forward to the game. Nothing is ever easy in the Big 12, so it'll be a one minute at a time and one possession at a time game. But I do feel very excited for our players and our fans that we have an opportunity to do it on Wednesday.
Your bye's coming right at the numerical midway mark
Next
of
week.
conferences, so I mean, it sounds like what you're saying, it can't arrive soon enough.
Well, I don't think we're fatigued physically, maybe a little bit mentally. It looked at times like in the last couple of games where, we have some sort of mental pauses, so to say, in the way that we're executing things. And I don't know if it's, mental, physical fatigue, or whether it's just a combination of some things.
Do you feel like, y'all kind of been a hunter as you're trying to get this program back to where it should be. Do you feel like in any way you're the hunted, even with the Baylor loss, or has that perception changed?
I think it's changed a little bit. I definitely wouldn't want to sit up here and say, oh, no, nobody cares about beating Texas, because I think it doesn't matter whether we're the hunter or the hunted. I think everybody wants to beat us or beat Texas in general. But I do feel like that, well, the Big 12 is just, it seems like every day is everybody's trying to give their best effort in the first place. I never have thought that anybody necessarily got up for us any more than they do anybody else. It's a dog-eat-dog league. People are really scratching and clawing because I'm sure their coaches are all talking about getting bids to the tournament. And so I think in that sense, no, but, I mean, you can definitely tell that they know we're ranked. And I think that fires up opponents that you're ranked in the top 10 and that you possibly could present challenges.
Your big girl was playing lights out. How's she been able to keep it together mentally, especially after last year? Seems to be handling all the success with a nice level mind.
I think there's a couple of reasons. First of all, she's more confident and mature. There's an old saying about seniors that by the time they figure it out, it's time to go. And I heard that a long time ago, and I really do almost believe that now at this point after I've been a head coach for a while, that you get these seniors and you try to mold them and teach them what this is all about, and about the time you feel that light has really come on as to them seeing the whole picture of everything, they're walking across the stage. So with Imani, I think that's a big part of it. I think the other part is that she wants to accomplish something. Not that she hasn't, but she feels like winning a championship or making her mark in that manner would leave a little bit of a different legacy than what she may have had before. And then I think the third piece of it is, very simply put, there's a goal ahead of her for her future. And, I mean, that you can't ignore that part of it, which is that she has a future ahead of her in the professional ranks. And, I mean, I don't think she's a selfish kid at all, and I think that's why I can say that, because she wants to do well and wants to put herself in a position to have an opportunity.
Coach, you haven't been shy about embracing this 1,000 win plateau. You had the Alumni weekend last weekend.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of feedback are you maybe getting from them, or what you're hearing from your current players about just how cool the deal is this?
Well, I think the alumni just feel a lot of pride in the program in general, and they always have. I think that their expressions have been just that, it's a sign of longevity. It's a sign of tradition when you have a program that's reaching this kind of benchmark. So, I mean, everybody's really proud. There's not really a better word for it than just proud to be a part of the program. the sentiments from the alumni this weekend was just how proud they are of this team and where we are right now. And you know, they're hard on you though. They want you to win every game. We're 18-1, and we should have won that one for sure. But that's just part of being at Texas, and they want it all, and I understand that.
Coach, we were talking ad nauseum the other day about turnovers, but yet at the same time, you said something along the lines of you don't want to take their aggressiveness away from them. Is there some sort of common ground in there where they know when to turn it on and when to turn it off? How difficult is that to teach?
Well, it is somewhat difficult, but I think that I was late today because our staff was beating this dead horse to death. But I think there is a fine line with it, and we just want to make the best decisions that we can make. And I think some of it, unfortunately, may have to do with the fact that they really execute when they feel like things are really on the line. Obviously, aside from the Baylor game, we didn't execute period in that game, but I think that they just need to get a bit of an edge back. I think sometimes they're playing with fire with this turnover situation, and they think they can get it back and get it back and get it back. Oh, we'll just go back down there and, you know, make a defensive play, or we'll go score. And it's not a real good personality to have as you go into the depths of, you know, getting ready for postseason play and all of those things. Then it's not a good personality to have. So we're going to try to spend this week nipping this a little bit and talking, showing film. I think some of it's just teaching. Maybe slowing down a little bit in practice and saying, okay, this is the next option of this offense and this play. If they don't give you this, then we need to make one more pass, because some of it, I mean, regardless of the fact that our seniors are very experienced, we're playing a lot of young players. I mean, Ariel, Brooke are playing significant minutes, and you have Jordan and LaShawn coming in playing significant minutes. So, I mean, you're still talking about players that might not quite understand what possessions really mean. So I think there's some teaching involved with our staff.
This is kind of, I guess, the piggybacking what Rick was asking. Is there somewhere between the gear of being up tempo and the gear of being out of control, is there some sort of intermediate gear that they're still striving to find to be as executing at as high a tempo as possible without being out of control? Yes,
there is. And, you know, Jody used to say, you know, you can go as fast as you want to between the foul lines, and then you have to, your speed zones. She used to give them speed zones. She used to give them all kinds of analogies. We had speed zones, we had dancing. I think she thought they would relate to dancing. So you get to half court and it's slow dancing. And but I've tried all of that, and honestly, we just get ahead of ourselves sometimes. And again, we're beating a dead horse right now, most definitely, and focusing on the negatives. And I understand that's what we're supposed to do, is try to turn the negatives into positives. But I am pleased that a year or so ago, you know, we might not have been talking about a team that wasn't afraid to shoot or wasn't afraid to make a play. And I think that's the fine line you're talking about between making a play and making the right play. And right now, sometimes we get a little bit of that twisted, but I am pleased that they're not afraid to try to make plays, because I think last year that was a problem.
You've seen your roles changing in the next few weeks for like either LaShawn or Ariel getting more time?
Well, Ariel's starting to get more time.
Yeah.
I think she's settling in very comfortably, and that's a good thing because she adds another shooter on the perimeter. And, you know, as she goes along, I think the more reps she gets, the more comfortable she gets with, you know, the options in the offense and all that. I mean, Ariel missed a lot of reps. So LaShawn is one of those players that, like, for example, Saturday against Oklahoma, she was able to do some of the things that she does best. And there are some teams that the way they defend or the way they play, maybe that's not the best game for her. And that might be one where Brady fits in better, or Tasia. So I think that right now it's like the little pieces of the puzzle, and so it's matchups. And there are some matchups that LaShawn really feeds into, and there are some that that another player that comes off the bench might be a better option that night. And I think that's one thing this team has done a pretty good job of understanding and staying focused on what the goals are. It's difficult for them sometimes, but I do see LaShawn growing some. I think Saturday I was very impressed with her decision making as opposed to some games. And I think Jordan's getting better.
Yeah. And where do you see Brady and Kelsey's games improving?
Yeah. Kelsey's struggling right now, and we've talked at length about it, and I think it's just she missed so much time. She had 2 different injuries that kept her out in the spring and the summer, and she's just had difficulty getting her confidence back, and I've tried a lot of things, and we'll continue to do that, but I think it'll come. I mean, any player that's had the success that she had last year, they'll get it back. You just don't exactly know when. And I think Brady is at a point, her body's just not doing what her mind's telling it to do at all. So I think there'll be moments in games because of her knowledge of the game and her understanding of the league where we can put her in and trust that something good's going to happen.
Do you think players are getting tired of we're trying to win 1,000 games here? Because we've been talking about it, like you said, for
No, I
6
think
weeks.
they've enjoyed the countdown. I mean, we started the countdown against Tennessee.
Did you put numbers on the whiteboard or?
Yeah, so we've been counting down since that game. They didn't even know that it existed, so we talked about it in that game, which was that this particular team could be a part of history, and this was a lot of games back. And little did I know we'd be 18-1 at this point and be able to have this win so soon in the season. So I think they've enjoyed it. I think obviously it'll be a nice celebration when we have it. I think there's going to be the following home game after this happens, whenever it happens. But I think they'll enjoy being a part of the history of Texas women's basketball. I mean, that's a big deal.
Do you think that it's a sign of how far you've come in that you're 18-1, but a lot of the questions addressed to you are of things that could be better or went wrong? Or
I think y'all just see the potential in the team. I mean, Sed's article and our conversations on Saturday were about the potential of the team. It was I don't take it as y'all suck and you need to get better. I take it as how good would y'all be if you did clean this stuff up? I mean, y'all know the game, y'all been watching it a lot, and you can see that if we cleaned our turnovers up, we would be a better basketball team. If we blocked out, we would sometimes, and there's some simple things that when you see a team that has a lot of potential to have a really special season, then I would guess that y'all are fans of Texas basketball too, and you'd like to see us do something special.
1,000 wins is a longevity thing because of the success this program had so many years ago. I mean, 1,000 win plateau would have come eventually, but the chance to do it with such, as you say, a special team, a team that has so much potential, how much rewarding is that they can be a part of that?
I feel very rewarded for them because of their journey, because of our seniors' journey. I think the younger players are going to be a part of something really special, whether it's this year or in the future. I mean, they're too special of players, and they're too driven. And the future is incredibly bright here with the players that we have coming in. But for the seniors and juniors that sort of started this, this journey with us, I'm really proud that they have something that regardless of what happens the rest of the year, they'll have something that is a great memory for them. And that's what it's all about. So I'm really happy for them.
How much do you think this means to Jody?
I think she didn't think about it as much until we talked about it recently, and then she started getting some questions, and as she started getting the questions, I think she reflected on what a big deal that really is, and who all was a part of it. Anytime you're a coach, you start thinking about all the players, I think, that were a part of all of those wins, coaches that were part of the wins, and I think that's what is special for Jody, is that she realizes that this really is a really special program. And sometimes I'm sure you can just kind of go about your days, and she's probably having lots of days when she's out there hitting that white ball and not thinking about the tradition of Texas basketball, but it's kind of reminded her of that, and I think it's a cool thing.
Does she see anything in your team right now that remind her
She does. She's bluntly honest. And, last year she got irritated with our team and me. And this year she's been very complimentary. I think she really sees the potential in this team. And, she likes watching this team play, I can tell. She's sort of like the mom or somebody anyway. I mean, the players always go by and she hugs on them and tells them how good they're doing, and they're like, "Oh, she's so sweet."
It's like grandmother.
I'm thinking,
It's like grandmother.
if they only knew. But she's enjoyed being around them and being able to give them little pointers and tips, and they hug on her and she hugs on them, and I just stand there and watch.
Wasn't always that sweet.
Right.
I say you got 1,000 wins, right?
True.
Yeah.
True. The exes reminded her of that it wasn't quite that sweet last weekend. Clarissa had some, I wish y'all could have been in there. Clarissa had some great stories.
The fact that you're starting the second round of conference, we still have to play K-State twice, but the fact that this is the first of the ones that you're seeing the second time. You won by 36 there, they lost at home by 28 yesterday. Is there anything change in terms of how you say to your players, yeah, I know we already won up there by whatever, 38 points, 37 points, that you deal with this game and not think about all that other stuff that happened and how Kansas is struggling kind of thing?
Honestly, I think they're actually playing better. They just can't, quite get over the hump, but the last couple of games on film, they look a little bit more confident than they did when we played them the first time. The good thing about having some older players that, I don't know if it's a good thing or not, but they had some real disappointing losses in their careers, and one or two of them have been road games against people that they shouldn't have lost to, and they knew it. So I think that that's been good for them to be able to say, hey, it doesn't matter. I think I saw a score last week in the SEC where a team that hadn't won a game in the league beat a team that was second or third. So I think our team has enough knowledge, the older players do, to know that you better show up every night. And Brandon does a great job, and he'll get that thing turned around. And I'm really impressed with where they are right now as opposed to where they were a couple of weeks ago.
How many teams do you see getting in the NCAA?
Well, that's a tough one. That's the reason why it's so competitive right now, because I think everybody does realize that it may not be the same amount that's gotten in the past. So there's going to be some scratching and clawing here these last 10 games for people that are trying to get into postseason period. I don't think I'd know what to say right now about that.
Do you ever hit the little white mall?
I try.
Once a week, once a
Oh,
month?
Lord, no.
Once a year?
Oh, more than once a year now.
Does Jody give you shots or?
I'm too ADD for her, I think, when it comes to golf. I think a few years ago she tried to teach me, and I think she could see very clearly that I was not going to be a very good learner. So now when we play, it's just fun, and she doesn't give me too many pointers. She's way too good for me. She hits it straight every single time. Every time.
Yeah. Could she have been a pro golfer?
Probably so.
Yeah. Her determination.
There's a level of consistency for sure there. Travis Mike could have been. Y'all haven't seen him play, have you? Now that's who can hit it.
Do you know if Donald Obiano is coming to this game?
I don't know. As a matter of fact, I'm not sure on Wednesday that Jody will be here.
Really?
She had a prior engagement. So, again, trying not to get ahead of ourselves too much. We've got a job to do on Wednesday, and we'll worry about what happens after it. But we need to play better. We need to play better than we've played the last two games. I'm trying to find some sort of solution to going to Fort Worth. I've decided we might just need to go up there game day and get off the bus and play. All of us.
Recommend that West Virginia get there.
I'm telling you.
Win and never win. Win and never win.
I know it. Okay.
Thanks.
Thank y'all.
Appreciate it. Thank you.